I'm going to attempt making this video while my son is playing below me. So let's see how this goes. He's already after the recording stand. This video I wanted to make about postpartum energy, supporting your energy postpartum, which is obviously a huge topic because it's typically a time when you don't have a lot of energy. For our situation, that's definitely been the case because sleep has been such a struggle for us. We are at about 10 and a half months postpartum now. And last night, we actually had our first night where he slept through the night with no feeds, no intervention, didn't wake us up. Oh my gosh. So we are only just starting to get more sleep. But the trend has been more several times we're waking up in the night. Sometimes we're up for several hours at a time. And we've tried so many things. And I really just think sometimes it comes down to waiting it out until they are developmentally ready to go. Anyway, I did want to make this video about how to get your baby to sleep. It's not what it's about. It's about supporting your health despite all of that, because sometimes we cannot control what is going on in our life. We can't control all the factors, but we can control some things. And some of those things can, there are many things that we can control, such as when we go to bed, how we take care of our body, how we engage in the day. And so I'm going to talk about a few of those things that I've particularly found have been helpful for me to give me more energy throughout the day. This guy, play with your toys, not mine. You have so many toys here. We're going to sit here and try and distract him a little bit with some toys. So for one, I think something I wasn't doing at the beginning that I started doing later on in the process that's been really helpful is taking midday naps. So now that he naps longer, okay, so in the beginning he didn't nap that long, but I think you could still make use of this even if your baby's napping super short like he used to. But now I will go down and I will also take kind of like a nap or a rest during one of his nap times. That might look like going into my room, kind of turning off the lights, maybe reading my book for a bit until I feel tired, or just full on going into starting to sleep. It's called non-sleep deep rest. So it's not even like you're sleeping. You just kind of get into this Zen state. And it's basically like turning on your parasympathetic mode. And I really think it's one of the best things you can do if you are experiencing chronic sleep deprivation and just overall underrested, because it really gives your nervous system a chance to rest, to reset. Obviously, as a naturopath, nutrition is important to me, and I do think plays a really big role in supporting our energy levels. So I am always been keen on breakfast, having a really good breakfast. And so every day I start the morning with like 3 eggs, yogurt, toast, bread, some vegetables, some fruits. Kind of differs every day, but I always prioritize having a breakfast first thing. And actually, I think it was yesterday where I ended up just having a piece of peanut butter toast and jam because we were heading out, didn't have a lot of time. And I was so anxious, had such anxious thoughts the whole day until I had lunch and I really filled up. And then my anxiety just completely melted away. And I realized, like, wow, I think I just had underate. And that is why I felt so anxious and low energy. Fueling is so important throughout the day, especially if you're also breastfeeding. You're going to be needing more calories, more energy to just naturally fuel yourself. Okay, Dad came to join us. He's working from home today, but takes his little breaks and comes to see us. And what he's doing right now will get us to our next point. For supporting your energy, movement, we know, is also so important. So whatever that could be, getting out for the walk, as I just mentioned, but even doing, for me, like low intensity workouts have been the best thing. So I love doing like a Pilates video. I usually just do it at home, so it reduces the barrier of like having to go out of the house. But for some people, that might also be a better thing, is to get out of the house. Even just fitting in some squats or some pull-ups or some push-ups, I find can also just boost your energy throughout the day. So we're lifting your baby. Sometimes energy can also be off due to certain nutrient levels being low or hormones being low. So that's where also getting testing done can be really great and important for some people. So even in this postpartum period, our bodies are still adjusting to all the changes that have happened, and our nutrients are depleted from having grown a human, and everything that's come with pregnancy, birth, and then postpartum. So getting tested, like your iron levels. Oh my gosh. You're stealing the mic. So some things I would recommend looking into testing, if you can, are things like your iron levels, your vitamin D levels, looking at your thyroid health. Some great places to start, and then doing an intake with a naturopath or your doctor can be helpful to kind of narrow in on specifically if there's something going on with you. And everyone wants the magic pill. I know, something that they can take that's just gonna make them feel better. And I'm sad to say that there's probably nothing like that. But I do think supplementation can be supportive and just like give you a little bit extra boost during this time. So some things that I've maintained are keeping up my prenatal supplement, which just kind of covers the baseline nutrient levels. And then I also top it up with a vitamin D. And then something I've been more recently experimenting with is taking creatine, because it's also been shown to help support our cognitive health, our energy levels, and exercise performance, especially in people who are sleep deprived. There isn't much that has been researched in terms of breastfeeding though. So that's one area that we still don't really know the impacts. Just woke up, got my sleepy eyes on, but I'm outside trying to get some sunlight, natural sunlight in the eyes in the morning. It's really good to do this like 30 minutes to an hour after you wake up, is to get outside for about 5 to 10 minutes and just like get that natural sunlight coming in your eyes. It's really good for regulating your circadian rhythm and can really help support your energy throughout the day if you are more in tune with that natural sun cycle. So I've been doing this for the past few weeks, and I do think it's actually really helping. So it is the first nap of the day, which means it's time for my cappuccino and a little me time. I like to take this time to kind of just do something that I really enjoy. But I did want to talk quickly about caffeine intake and how it can support our energy. We all know kind of the effects that caffeine can have on our energy. A lot of us become reliant on it during this time. And there obviously can be a healthy and an unhealthy way to consume caffeine. I want to tell you a little bit about how I've been using it and finding it really therapeutic actually during this time. My drink of choice right now has kind of been cappuccinos, espresso based drinks. I also like matcha. I do think matcha has a bit more of like a calmer energy that it brings, but I'm just loving the taste of actual coffee right now. I will delay my intake to, like, right now it's like 10 o'clock. So I've been up since 7 a.m. So it's like 3 hours after I got up, I'm having my coffee. That way we give our body actually time to regulate its own energy, and it can prevent energy crashes later in the afternoon if we don't just start our day right away with the cup of coffee or caffeine. And the other thing is that I've already had breakfast. The breakfast has settled in my stomach, so I have something in my system, and it often helps me not have like the jitters or get anxiety or like really hyped up on the caffeine. I also won't consume coffee kind of past 1 p.m. I find if I do have it later in the day, it can impact sleep. I do find really provides like a mood boost, an energy boost, a motivation boost. And so I know a lot of the times we can shame ourselves for coffee and think that it can be kind of bad for you. And definitely there is a range of like drinking too much or over relying on it. But I do think in small doses, it can be really therapeutic, especially during times of sleep deprivation. It's the last week window of the day, and we've been low energy today, but we always notice that when we get out of the house, even if we don't feel like it, we actually do feel more energized and better. So we made some plans to go visit some friends, even just for a quick hour visit. We're going to get out and then pick up dinner on the way back and have a nice little time.